Welcome to the Crystalline Harmonies of the Azure Caves, a deeply soothing sleep story crafted to guide you to restful slumber. If you find peace in these calming soundscapes and narratives and wish for more tranquil journeys, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Before we step into the tranquil world of the Azure Caves, we will take a few moments for a gentle breathing guidance designed to prepare your mind and body for deep relaxation. If you wish to go directly to Anya's journey, you can find chapter timestamps in the description below, allowing you to begin your peaceful descent into the crystalline depths at your own pace. Settle yourself comfortably, allowing your body to become heavy and supported. Let your limbs rest easily and gently close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. Feel the surface beneath you, cradling you softly, and know that you are safe and held. Now, let's invite calm into our space with a few deep, soothing breaths. Imagine you are breathing in the clear, still air of the Azure Caves, cool and refreshing. Gently inhale through your nose, feeling the air fill your lungs with a sense of tranquility, like the soft azure light that permeates the caves. Hold for a moment, and then exhale slowly through your mouth, like the gentle echo of water dripping in the quiet caverns. With each exhale, release any lingering tension from your shoulders, your jaw, and your brow. Imagine the calming resonance of the crystals beginning to fill the space around you, their gentle hum washing away any unease. Feel a wave of warmth spreading through your body, starting from your toes and moving upwards, each part softening and relaxing as it goes. If your thoughts drift, simply acknowledge them without judgment, and then gently guide your focus back to your breath or the sound of my voice. There is nothing else you need to do now, but listen and allow yourself to be carried away by the calming atmosphere of the Azure Caves. Imagine the smooth, cool walls of the caverns, the gentle dripping of water, the faint, soothing hum of the crystals. Let these sensations guide you further into a state of serene relaxation, preparing you for a night of peaceful and restorative sleep. Now, let us begin our journey to discover the crystalline harmonies and find tranquility within the Azure Caves. Chapter 1. The Whispering Call. Anya's cottage was a haven of quietude, nestled amidst a small grove of whispering aspens. Inside, the air held the gentle, comforting scent of dried herbs, chamomile, lavender, and sweet marjoram hanging in small bundles from the rafters. Sunlight, diffused through linen curtains, cast a soft golden glow across the room, illuminating dust motes dancing in the still air. Usually, this peaceful sanctuary offered Anya complete solace, but today, a subtle unease lingered. A faint disharmony within her usually tranquil heart. She sat by the open window, a half-finished embroidery of mountain gentians resting in her lap. Her fingers traced the soft, woven fabric, but her mind felt restless, A gentle breeze stirred the aspen leaves outside, creating a whispering murmur that seemed to carry a sound just beyond her hearing. It wasn't a sound of wind, but something deeper, more resonant, a faint hum that vibrated not in her ears, but in her very bones. She closed her eyes, focusing on the subtle texture of the air against her skin, trying to discern the source of this unusual sensation. Okay. The scent of chamomile tea brewing gently on the hearth usually brought instant calm, but today it only served to underscore the subtle discord within her. She rose and poured herself a cup, the warm ceramic smooth and comforting in her hands. As she sipped the tea, the whispering sensation intensified, resolving into a faint melodic hum, like distant chimes carried on the breeze. It felt like a gentle call, soft yet persistent, beckoning her towards an unknown destination. Intrigued, Anya set aside her tea and walked to the window, peering out at the rolling hills bathed in the warm afternoon sunlight. The landscape was serene, painted in gentle hues of green and gold, stretching towards the hazy blue horizon. There was no visible source for the humming, no obvious cause for the subtle shift in the air. Yet, the sensation persisted, a gentle pull towards something unseen, something calling from beyond the familiar comfort of her cottage. Anya felt a growing certainty that this subtle call was leading her somewhere specific, somewhere she was meant to go. She considered the feeling, not with apprehension, but with a gentle curiosity. It was a peaceful pull, not forceful or demanding, but rather an invitation to something quieter, something perhaps more profound. She gathered her simple satchel, a soft leather pouch worn smooth with time, and began to fill it with essentials: a soft woolen shawl, a small water skin, and her flute, carved from river reed and polished to a gentle sheen. As she packed, her movements were unhurried, each item placed with care and intention. She chose a few sprigs of dried lavender to tuck into her satchel, their calming scent a familiar comfort. She also included a handful of smooth river stones she'd collected over time, their cool surfaces grounding and reassuring. With her satchel ready, she paused at the doorway, taking one last look at her tranquil cottage bathed in the golden light. Stepping outside, she felt the full warmth of the afternoon sun on her face, a gentle, comforting embrace. The air felt still now, the aspen leaves barely rustling, yet the faint humming sensation persisted, a subtle vibration guiding her steps. She began to walk, not with a hurried pace, but with a slow, deliberate rhythm, her feet moving softly on the mossy path, leading away from her cottage and towards the distant hills. The world around her seemed to hold its breath, expectant, as she embarked on this quiet, unknown journey, guided by the whispering call of the Azure Caves. Her breath was slow and even as she walked, her senses attuned to the gentle world around her. She noticed the soft texture of the grass beneath her sandals, the delicate scent of wildflowers blooming along the path, The way the sunlight filtered through the leaves of the trees, casting dappled patterns on the ground. Each detail felt significant, imbued with a quiet beauty that resonated with the peaceful hum within her. The feeling was not of urgency, but of gentle unfolding, a serene journey into the heart of tranquility. The path wound gently upwards, leading her through a landscape of rolling hills, each rise revealing a new vista of peaceful beauty. She paused at the crest of a small hill, looking back at her cottage, now a tiny speck in the distance, nestled in the green valley. Taking a deep breath of the fresh, clean air, Anya turned and continued on, her heart filled with a quiet anticipation, trusting in the gentle pull of the whispering call, knowing it was leading her towards a place of profound peace, a place where crystalline harmonies awaited. As she walked, she felt a lightness settle over her, a shedding of any lingering unease. The path ahead was uncertain, yet the feeling within her was one of calm assurance, a quiet knowing that she was moving towards something restorative, something that would resonate deeply with her soul. The whispering call grew subtly stronger with each step, not louder, but more defined, more clearly a melodic hum, a promise of serenity waiting to be discovered within the Azure Caves. Chapter 2: Pathways of Soft Stone. Anya's journey continued through a landscape of gentle undulation, the rolling hills softening into valleys carpeted with mossy stones. The stones, in shades of soft green and muted gray, felt warm beneath the diffused sunlight, inviting her to slow her pace and appreciate their quiet beauty. She moved with unhurried steps, allowing her senses to absorb the subtle textures and sounds of this peaceful environment. The air was still and mild, carrying the faint, earthy scent of damp moss and fertile soil. She followed a winding path that seemed to meander without purpose, yet always gently guiding her forward. To her left, a murmuring brook traced a silver ribbon through the valley, its gentle sound a constant, soothing presence. The water, clear and cool, sparkled as it flowed over smooth pebbles, creating a delicate melody that harmonized with the soft rustling of leaves in the nearby trees. Anya paused beside the brook, dipping her fingers into the cool water, feeling its smooth, flowing energy against her skin. The birdsong around her was varied and melodic, a chorus of gentle chirps, trills and whistles filling the air with natural harmony. She closed her eyes for a moment, dour, allowing the sounds of the brook and the birds to wash over her, feeling a sense of deep connection to the living world. The warmth of the sun on her face, the soft breeze caressing her hair, the gentle sounds of nature all combined to create an atmosphere of profound tranquility, easing any lingering tension from her body. As she continued her walk, she noticed the variety of mosses covering the stones, each patch a miniature landscape of intricate textures and subtle colors. She gently touched the soft, velvety moss, feeling its cool, damp surface beneath her fingertips. The stones themselves were smooth and rounded, worn by time and the elements, each one telling a silent story of patience and resilience. She began to collect a few of the smaller stones, choosing those that felt particularly smooth and comforting in her hand. She slipped the stones into her satchel, adding to the collection of river stones she already carried, feeling their combined weight a grounding presence. As she walked, she would occasionally take one out and roll it between her fingers, feeling its smooth surface and subtle vibrations, a tactile reminder of the quiet peace that surrounded her. The gentle humming sensation, the whispering call, continued to guide her, now interwoven with the sounds of the brook and the bird song, becoming an integral part of the serene soundscape. The path began to gently descend, leading her deeper into the valley, towards a copse of trees that stood in the distance, their leaves shimmering in the sunlight. As she approached the trees, she noticed a change in the air. It felt cooler and damper, carrying a faint, earthy fragrance that was both refreshing and grounding. The murmuring brook, which had been running parallel to the path, now seemed to lead directly towards this grove, beckoning her to explore its shaded depths. Entering the copse, she was enveloped in a cool, green twilight, the sunlight filtering through the dense canopy of leaves, creating dappled patterns on the forest floor. The air here was still and quiet, the sounds of the outside world muffled by the thick foliage. The scent of damp earth was stronger here, mixed with the fresh green fragrance of leaves and bark. She paused, taking a deep breath, feeling the cool, moist air fill her lungs with a sense of revitalization. She noticed small wildflowers blooming in patches of sunlight, filtering through the trees, their delicate petals in shades of white and pale blue, adding touches of gentle color to the verdant landscape. She knelt down to admire a cluster of tiny bluebells, their delicate forms swaying gently in the still air. Their subtle fragrance, sweet and light, added another layer of sensory pleasure to this peaceful haven. Continuing deeper into the grove, she followed the murmuring brook, which now flowed more quietly, its gentle sound barely audible above the rustling of leaves in the light breeze. The path became narrower, winding through the trees, leading her deeper into the heart of the copse. The air felt increasingly still and calm, a sanctuary of quietude far removed from the outside world. She felt a sense of anticipation growing within her, a feeling that she was approaching her destination, guided by the whispering call towards the Azure Caves. As she walked, she focused on the gentle rhythm of her footsteps, the soft sounds of the forest, the cool air on her skin, the subtle fragrances that surrounded her. Each step was a meditation, each breath an affirmation of peace. She was walking not just through a physical landscape, but also into a state of deeper calm, guided by the whispering call towards the crystalline harmonies of the Azure Caves, ready to embrace the tranquility that awaited her. Chapter 3. The Cave's Azure Embrace. Emerging from the copse of trees, Anya found herself at the base of a gentle slope, the landscape opening up to reveal a rocky hillside partially covered in soft lavender vines. As she drew closer, she recognized the entrance to the Azure Caves. A dark opening nestled amongst the rocks, almost hidden by the cascading vines. The vines, with their delicate, fragrant blossoms, seemed to welcome her, their gentle swaying in the breeze a peaceful invitation. The air around the cave entrance felt noticeably cooler, carrying a hint of damp earth and a subtle mineral scent. She approached the cave entrance slowly, her footsteps soft on the mossy ground. The lavender vines brushed against her hand as she parted them, revealing the dark opening beyond. Taking a deep breath of the cool, fragrant air, she stepped inside, leaving the warm sunlight behind. The transition was immediate from the bright, open landscape to the cool, shadowed stillness of the cave. Her eyes adjusted to the diffused light, revealing the interior of the cavern in shades of soft blue and gray. A cool, still air enveloped her, a gentle embrace that felt both refreshing and calming. The scent of damp earth and minerals was stronger here, mingled with a faint, almost imperceptible fragrance that seemed to emanate from the stone itself. The sounds of the outside world faded away, replaced by the quiet echo of dripping water, a rhythmic, soothing sound that resonated through the cavern. The air felt thick with a palpable sense of ancient peace, a stillness that permeated every corner of the cave. Diffused azure light filtered into the cavern from unseen fissures high above, bathing the cave walls in a soft, calming blue glow. The walls themselves were smooth and cool to the touch, adorned with subtle patterns of mineral deposits, creating textures that were both intriguing and soothing. Anya reached out and touched the cave wall, feeling the cool, smooth stone beneath her fingertips, a sensation that grounded her in the present moment. The stone felt alive, humming with a quiet energy that resonated with the whispering call that had led her here. As she moved deeper into the cavern, the azure light became more pronounced, illuminating the space with a gentle, ethereal glow. She noticed small pools of water reflecting the diffused light, creating shimmering patterns on the cave walls, adding to the sense of gentle wonder. The sound of dripping water echoed more clearly now, a constant rhythmic pulse that seemed to synchronize with her own breathing. She paused, listening to the rhythmic drip, 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 feeling her heartbeat slow and her mind quieten. The cavern opened into a larger chamber, the azure light illuminating a space filled with subtle formations of crystals embedded in the cave walls. They weren't large or dramatic, but rather small, delicate clusters of crystals in varying shades of pale blue, shimmering softly in the diffused light. Their presence added a subtle sparkle to the cavern, a hint of magic within the natural stillness. The air here felt even calmer, heavier with peace, as if the very stones were exhaling tranquility. Anya walked slowly through the chamber, her gaze drawn to the shimmering crystals, noticing their intricate shapes and delicate beauty. She reached out and gently touched a cluster of small, pale blue crystals, feeling a subtle vibration beneath her fingertips, a gentle hum that resonated with the whispering call. The crystal felt cool and smooth, its surface almost silken to the touch. As she held her hand against the crystals, she felt a wave of calm wash over her, easing any remaining tension in her body. She sat down on a smooth, flat stone near a cluster of crystals, allowing herself to fully absorb the atmosphere of the Azure Caves. The cool, still air, the soft azure light, the gentle sound of dripping water, the subtle shimmer of the crystals all combined to create a sanctuary of profound peace. She closed her eyes, breathing deeply, feeling the calming resonance of the cave enveloping her, soothing her mind and spirit. The whispering call, now a clear melodic hum, seemed to emanate from the very stones around her, a song of tranquility resonating deep within her being. She felt a sense of coming home, a feeling of being exactly where she was meant to be. The unease she had felt in her cottage had completely vanished, replaced by a deep sense of calm and quiet joy. The Azure Caves felt like a sanctuary, a place of refuge and restoration, a place where she could reconnect with her inner peace and rediscover the gentle harmonies within herself, the cool, smooth stones beneath her, the soft azure light surrounding her, the rhythmic drip of water, the faint hum of the crystals, all were whispering lullabies of serenity, inviting her to rest and be still within the embrace of the Azure Caves. She leaned back against the cool cave wall, letting her body sink into a posture of complete relaxation. The air felt heavy and comforting, like a soft blanket enveloping her. The gentle hum of the crystals resonated through her body, easing away any lingering stress, inviting her to drift into a state of profound peace, bathed in the soft azure light, surrounded by the crystalline harmonies of the Azure Caves. Chapter 4. Crystalline Resonance. Deeper within the Azure Caves, Anya ventured further into the crystalline chambers, the air growing increasingly resonant with a gentle harmonic hum. The diffused azure light now illuminated walls densely covered in crystal formations, larger and more elaborate than those in the outer chamber. Shades of azure, from the palest sky blue to deep sapphire, shimmered and sparkled, creating a breathtaking display of natural beauty. The sound of dripping water faded, replaced almost entirely by the pervasive, soothing hum of the crystals. She moved through these chambers with reverence, her footsteps soft and deliberate, as if entering a sacred space. The crystalline formations took on various shapes. Some resembled delicate flowers, others jagged peaks, and some flowed like frozen waterfalls, each one radiating a soft, ethereal light. She reached out and touched a larger crystal, feeling a stronger vibration than before, a pulse of gentle energy that resonated deeply within her. The crystal felt cool and smooth, yet somehow also warm, emanating a comforting presence. As she spent more time amongst the crystals, she noticed the subtle variations in the harmonic hum, each cluster seeming to resonate at slightly different frequency, creating a complex symphony of calming sounds. She closed her eyes again, focusing intently on these crystalline harmonies, allowing them to wash over her, to permeate her senses. She imagined the sound vibrations as gentle waves, flowing through her body, dissolving any remaining pockets of the tension or unease. She felt a lightness in her chest, a sense of expansion and openness, as if the crystalline resonance was clearing away any blockages, allowing her breath to flow more freely, her mind to become clearer. The air itself seemed to vibrate with tranquility, each inhale drawing in not just air, but also the calming essence of the crystals. She felt a deep sense of connection to this place, a resonance between her inner being and the harmonic energy of the Azure Caves. She explored different parts of the chamber, touching various crystal formations, noticing how the intensity and frequency of the resonance shifted subtly in different locations. Some crystals emitted a high, clear tone, like gentle chimes, while others hummed with a deeper, more grounding vibration, like the soft murmur of the earth itself. She experimented with placing her hands on different crystals simultaneously, feeling how their combined resonances created new harmonies within her body. She found a secluded alcove surrounded by clusters of deep sapphire crystals, their resonance particularly strong and soothing. The alcove felt like a natural sanctuary, a place of profound stillness and peace. She settled into this space, leaning against the cool, crystal-studded wall, allowing herself to be completely immersed in the crystalline harmonies. The humming sound filled her awareness, not overwhelming, but rather enveloping, like a soft, comforting blanket of sound. She breathed slowly and deeply, feeling the resonance synchronize with her breath, creating a rhythm of tranquility within her. With each inhale, she drew in the calming energy of the crystals. With each exhale, she released any lingering stress or worry. She visualized the azure light of the crystals permeating her body, filling her with peace and clarity, dissolving any shadows of unease. Her body felt heavy and relaxed, her mind quiet and still, completely at peace in the crystalline embrace of the Azure Caves. Time seemed to lose all meaning in this tranquil sanctuary. She remained in the alcove for a long while, simply being present, listening to the crystalline harmonies, feeling the resonance coursing through her, allowing herself to be completely and utterly at peace. The gentle hum was a constant reassurance, a reminder of the deep tranquility that resided within her and within the very heart of the Azure Caves. She felt a profound sense of gratitude for this peaceful haven, for the whispering call that had led her here, for the crystalline harmonies that were restoring her soul. As a soft warmth spread through her limbs, she realized the subtle progressive relaxation taking hold, encouraged by the cave's natural tranquility. Her muscles softened, her breath deepened, and a gentle weight settled over her body, a comforting sensation of being fully supported and at ease. The crystalline resonance acted as a natural lullaby, weaving a tapestry of sound that lulled her deeper into relaxation, preparing her for a state of profound rest, enveloped in the azure light and the peaceful hum of the Azure Caves. She felt a gentle invitation to surrender to the stillness, to let go of all thoughts and worries, and simply be present in the moment, surrounded by the calming energy of the crystals. The Azure Caves had become a sanctuary of profound peace, a place of crystalline harmonies that soothed the soul and invited deep, restorative rest. Chapter 5. Lullabies of Azure Light. Anya remained nestled in the alcove amongst the sapphire crystals, feeling the crystalline harmonies weave their magic around her. Time seemed to melt away, replaced by a sense of timelessness, a feeling of existing solely within the present moment, immersed in the profound peace of the Azure Caves. The azure light, diffused and gentle, bathed the chamber in a soft, calming glow, enhancing the atmosphere of serenity. She felt completely at ease, as if all worries and concerns had simply dissolved into the resonant air. After a period of quiet contemplation, a gentle stirring within her prompted Anya to prepare to leave the crystalline chambers. She moved slowly, deliberately, savoring the last moments of profound tranquility. She reached out and gently touched a few of the sapphire crystals one last time, feeling their soothing vibrations resonate through her fingertips, a tactile memory of the peace she had found here. The crystalline hum, though still present, now felt subtly different, infused with a warmth and gentle energy that seemed to linger within her. As she retraced her steps through the caverns, the azure light softened, transitioning towards the deeper shadows of the cave entrance. The sound of dripping water returned, a gentle rhythm marking her passage back towards the outside world. She felt a sense of gratitude welling up within her, a deep appreciation for the restorative power of the Azure Caves, for the crystalline harmonies that had soothed her soul and renewed her spirit. The whispering call had not only led her to a place of peace, but also to a deeper understanding of her own inner tranquility. Emerging from the cave entrance, she stepped back into the soft evening light, the world outside now bathed in the warm hues of dusk. The lavender vines at the cave mouth seemed to sway gently in farewell, their fragrant blossoms releasing a final whisper of calm. The air felt fresh and clean, carrying the scent of evening dew and blooming night flowers. The landscape was painted in muted tones, the rolling hills softened by the fading light, creating a vista of gentle beauty. She paused at the cave entrance, taking a deep breath of the evening air, feeling the lingering resonance of the crystals within her. She reached into her satchel and carefully selected a few small, resonating crystals, choosing those that felt particularly vibrant with the calming hum. She placed them gently into a small pouch she had sewn from soft cloth, securing them safely, feeling their gentle vibrations even through the fabric. These crystals, she knew, would be a tangible reminder of the peace she had found in the Azure Caves and a source of continued tranquility. She began her walk back towards her cottage, her footsteps light and unhurried, her heart filled with a quiet joy. The path now seemed easier, lighter, as if the crystalline harmonies had infused her very being with renewed energy and purpose. The evening air was cool and refreshing against her skin, the sounds of twilight, the chirping of crickets, the distant hoot of an owl creating a gentle lullaby around her. She felt a deep sense of contentment, a peacefulness that emanated from within, radiating outwards into the world around her. As she walked, she hummed softly to herself, a melody inspired by the crystalline harmonies, a lullaby of azure light and tranquil resonance. She realized that she carried within her not only the crystals, but also the memory of the cave's profound peace, a reservoir of calm that she could draw upon whenever she needed solace. She knew that she would return to the Azure Caves again, to replenish her spirit and reconnect with the crystalline harmonies. But for now, she carried their essence within her heart. She imagined weaving these crystalline harmonies into her own lullabies, sharing this profound peace with others through her healing craft. The lullabies of azure light, infused with the gentle resonance of the Azure Caves, would become a source of deep relaxation and restorative sleep for all who listened. The thought filled her with quiet satisfaction, a gentle purpose guiding her steps homeward. The evening sky deepened in color, painting the landscape in shades of indigo and violet as Anya continued her peaceful journey, carrying the crystalline harmonies of the Azure Caves within her, ready to share their tranquility with the world through her lullabies of azure light. The first faint stars began to appear in the darkening sky, tiny pinpricks of light twinkling above. Anya looked up at the emerging stars, feeling a sense of the connection to the vastness of the cosmos, a sense of being part of something larger than herself, yet intimately connected to the gentle peace within. The journey to the Azure Caves had been a journey inward as well, a path towards self-discovery and inner stillness. And now, as she walked beneath the starlit sky, she carried the crystalline harmonies within her, a source of lasting peace and gentle strength. Reaching her cottage, Bathed in the soft glow of moonlight, she felt a deep sense of homecoming, a feeling of returning to her peaceful sanctuary, now even more deeply imbued with tranquility. She stepped inside, the familiar scent of dried herbs welcoming her, the air still and quiet. She knew that the peace of the Azure Caves would remain with her, a constant companion, a source of gentle strength, and a wellspring of inspiration for her lullabies of azure light. And as she prepared for sleep in her tranquil cottage, she felt a profound sense of gratitude for the whispering call, the journey, and the crystalline harmonies that had brought her to this place of deep and lasting peace.